Vroom, 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 vroom. That's right. We are here to review Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So let's get into my review of Attack of the Clones. So Attack of the Clones stars Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, and Samuel Jackson. What this film is about. It's about, Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi basically need to protect Padme because there is this bounty hunter coming after her named Jango Fett. Yes, the father of Boba Fett. And, they basically have to try and track him down, protect Padme from, getting assassinated. And we have the most forced love story of all time in this movie. So what did I think of Attack of the Clones? This movie is awful. This movie is just terrible. Like, this is the worst Star Wars movie ever. This one is. I know a lot of people like to say The Phantom Menace is the worst out of all of them, but to me, Attack of the Clones is the worst out of all of them. So let's get into my positives. No positives. You're like, what? Yes, no positives for a Star Wars movie? What is going on? Yes, that day has finally come. There is no positives with Attack of the Clones. But let's get right into my negatives, and my negatives are the acting. The acting is just not good. Mostly from two people. You know where this is going. Hayden Christensen. Do I need to be the one that tells you that Hayden Christensen is awful in this movie? No, because you heard it 1,000 times. He's terrible in this movie. He gives one of the worst performances of all time. If I were to make a top 10 worst performances of all time, this would be in there. It is terrible. It is awful. He is awful. I swear, at times, I could have sworn he was a psychopath. Like, there's this one scene where, he's looking at Padme, and, Padme's like, oh, don't look at me like that, and then Anakin's like, I'm sorry, my lady. Like, he has that creepy look. Who does that to a woman? And guess what? Padme still goes for him, and it's just... What? This doesn't make any sense. Just Hayden Christensen is terrible in this movie. He's just awful. Natalie Portman. Now, listen. Natalie Portman is one of my favorite actresses. She is a fantastic actress, in my opinion. She can do great in mostly anything. Oh my goodness, this performance was cringeworthy at times. I don't know what she was given. I don't know if she just felt lazy with this movie. I don't know. But she was terrible. Oh my goodness, it was awful. This performance was awful. It was terrible. Terrible. Oh my goodness, it was awful. Ewan McGregor, he's alright. He's just there. Like, once again, he's just there. Samuel Jackson, he's just there. Everyone else is just there. Jar Jar Binks is even there. He's still annoying, but at least he wasn't in it for a lot of the movie. He really wasn't. So that was great. That really was. But, yeah. So the acting's bad. The dialogue, terrible. Terrible. The writing, terrible. The action scenes are underwhelming. They really are. Like, this movie, once again, this movie is boring. This movie is so boring. It is boring. Like, once again, I swear, I checked the time a lot of the time. I almost fell asleep a few times. It was so boring. It really was. It was so boring. And like I said, the action scenes are underwhelming. I mean, they really are. Even the final lightsaber battle between them and Count Dooku, it's just underwhelming. It really is, and you're still bored. I mean, the love story. Yeah, you guys want me to get into this, the love story. Here's the thing, it's like someone watched Titanic and was like, let's put that in a Star Wars movie. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. No. 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 Okay? It just doesn't work. Talk about the most forced, down your throat love story of all time. Now you're gonna go like, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What about Bella and Edward? What about Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele? Yeah, those might be forced love stories, but it's not as forced probably as this one. This one is probably the most forced love story of all time. And it's a shame because it's Star Wars. You know, you look at something like Twilight and you know that's awful, but this is Star Wars. This is Star Wars. This is not supposed to have the most forced love story of all time. No, something like Twilight should. Not Star Wars, but I'm ashamed to say it. It pains me to say it, but I just have to say it. It just does. They have no chemistry with each other whatsoever. It feels like their writing for their love story was just on a napkin. It really does. It's just a shame. It really is. And I'm very, very sad to say this, that Star Wars has this, But you gotta point it out. The directing's okay, I'll admit. The directing's not the worst thing about this movie. The visuals are not even great. The visuals, this is the worst I've seen the visuals in all the movies. This really is. With the creatures and stuff, it looks terrible. It really does. So yeah, I don't even want to talk about this movie anymore, if I'm going to be completely honest. Just Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. This is a terrible movie. I cannot stand this movie. It was hard trying to rewatch this movie. It really was. So yeah. So it's time to give my official grade on Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. My official grade on Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones is an F. An F, F, F. This movie is terrible. But it will still be remembered because it's in Star Wars. And it pains me that this movie is a part of the Star Wars universe, the Star Wars saga. It really does. And it's just terrible. I couldn't stand Attack of the Clones. It's just a terrible movie. It deserves an F. So what did you guys think of Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones? Leave it in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 0599, and we will see you all tomorrow for Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Peace.